Outlaw Baseball is live on the radio at KNYN and online at mylocalradio.com. It's another season of Wyoming AA Legion Baseball. Follow the American Legion Post 41 Evanston Outlaws throughout the summer months as we bring you live video and play-by-play coverage. Today's broadcast is being brought to you in part by Trona Valley Federal Credit Union, mylocalradio.com, Best Western Dunmore Inn and Legal Tender Restaurant, West Star Printing, Rocky Mountain Sign, Rocky Mountain Yeti, Seavers Jewelers, Ellingford Brothers, Bear River Dental, The Lumberyard, Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, Mountain West Business Solutions, Plains Tire, Landmark Plumbing and Heating, Joe's Modern Cleaners, Wyoming Dental Specialties, Uinta County School District No. 1, T-Bar S Body Shop, Dr. McKay Frankham DDS, Evanston Regional Hospital, Flex Fitness, Kazines, Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau, Superior Rental, and the Gun Room. With first pitch quickly approaching, let's head to the booth.
Welcome to Cedar City, Utah for another weekend of Evanston Outlaws baseball action, and we're right down to it. As far as our broadcasts go here on mylocalradio.com, it's today, tomorrow, and then the next day. And then we're off for a week as the Evanston Outlaws take on the Jackson Giants. We will not be able to bring you that home doubleheader. You can go check it out at Ross Kesterson Field. However, that will be the weekend of the All-Star Games in Casper for the WCF Wyoming Coaches Foundation. So no broadcast that week. So it's today, tomorrow, Saturday, and then we're off until we're at the AA State Tournament in Gillette on July 23rd. So don't miss these 4 contests, maybe 5, coming up over the next 3 days. First up, Evanston versus Canyon View, live here from Canyon View High School on this First Bank presentation of Outlaw Baseball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
It's important to feel like you belong. At Trona Valley Federal Credit Union, we understand the value of connection. When you become a member, you join our family. You become an owner of a not-for-profit financial organization, and your success becomes our success. We give back to our members by offering lower loan rates, fewer fees, higher yields, and more products and services. Become a member of Trona Valley Federal Credit Union today, and let's work together to reach your financial goals. We're a caring partner here for you. Member NCUA.
Does your time at the dental office feel like this? Or like this? At Bear River Dental, we do everything we can to help your time at the dental office feel more like this. Call Bear River Dental today at 307-789-5608 to have a dental experience like this. That's Bear River Dental at 307-789-5608. We'll treat you well.
Put on the show, so if you need a demonstration, I apologize if I kept you waiting. Have to make a statement.
Welcome back to Cedar City, Utah, here at Canyon View High School, and day 1 of 3 days that we will be here in the penultimate week of the Outlaws regular season. When we come back, we will give you the starting lineups for both teams on the mound today. It is Mason Ecker for Canyon View, the Falcons, against Ethan Buse for the Evanston Outlaws. I'm Jake Hibbert, bringing you another full weekend of Outlaws action live on mylocalradio.com. First pitch and starting lineups when we return.
Bring your vehicle for service at Rocky Mountain Yeti and feel the difference. It's easy. Visit with one of the friendly service riders and then relax and enjoy hot waffles and ice cream. While you relax Yeti style, your vehicle will be worked on by our experienced mechanics. From regular maintenance to major repairs, we do it all. Have your service work done at Rocky Mountain Yeti in Evanston and feel the difference. Get Yeti'd today.
Ooh, yeah.
100 Wasatch Road in Evanston.
There's an easy way to get a 10-day free pass to Flex Fitness. Log on to the Evanston sports pages at mylocalradio.com and click on the Flex Fitness logo. This is Ben Carden, owner of Flex Fitness in Evanston. When you click on the Flex Fitness logo displayed on the Evanston sports pages at mylocalradio.com, we'll give you a 10-day free pass to work out here at Flex Fitness. Log on right now and get your 10-day free pass to Flex Fitness. Click on Flex Fitness on the Evanston sports pages at mylocalradio.com and come check us out.
feeling buzz. And I ain't drunk, these my moves, this is what I does. It's good clubbing and we buzzing. Yeah, so we gon' get it into the nightfall.
Welcome back on mylocalradio.com and on the radio at KNYN 99.1 FM, where we are moments away from the start of Evanston versus Canyon View, the first of 4 guaranteed games, a fifth if you make it to the championship match on Saturday at 7:30 p.m. This is an all-Cedar City tournament, and going around, we will take a look at the Outlaws contest that they have coming up guaranteed throughout the next couple of days. But first, let's give you the starting lineups as both managers and coaches are meeting with the umpires at home plate right now. For the home team, Canyon View taking the field first. On the mound, as we mentioned just before the break, it is Mason Ecker. Behind the plate, Mike Daly at catcher. First base, Carson Hopkins. And at second base, it's Nathan Durst. Shortstop is Hayden Sobel. Madsen Rigby at third base. And then from left to right in the outfield, at left field, Renan Halliday, Trevor Farrow in center field, and Mike Meacham in the outfield at the 9-spot right field. For the Evanston Outlaws, the batting order has been changing throughout the season, and we saw another change take place in Jackson. It worked out, so they continue with it here at Cedar City at least for game number 1. Ryan Fisher in the 1 spot, followed by Reed Gross, and then Jagger Mitchell moving into number 3. Seth Lloyd's back up into the cleanup spot after being moved out of there earlier in the season. Gus Allred moves down 1 spot to the number 5 from the couple of weeks ago, and that change again made during the Jackson tournament. They like the results, so they're sticking with it. So 3, 4, 5 is Jagger Mitchell, Seth Lloyd, and Gus Allred. In the 6th spot, Casey Perriman. He'll be playing in right field. And 7, 8, 9, Brendan Thompson. Ethan Buse, the pitcher, getting a chance to hit today. And as we've seen, he's hitting in the mid-300s in a small sample size, but as a pitcher, and usually just as a pitcher, especially in those relief, we don't see too many plate appearances by Buse. He's done a pretty good job hitting for the transfer out of Idaho coming in to join the Evanston Outlaws this year. In the 9th spot, it's Chris Perriman. For the Canyon View Falcons, there was an extra hitter listed on their initial lineup. They had 10 men listed, but the umpire said that's not going to fly for this tournament. When you come to Utah, it's always kind of a grab bag of what the rules are. It turns out that there are no extra hitters in this tournament, so it's straight 9, and those are the guys we listed. We'll give you their batting order in just a little bit when we get to the bottom half of the order. Canyon View getting set to take the defensive side and infield right now. The Evanston Outlaws warming up, batting helmets all the way around. So with a few more minutes before the first pitch, let's take our final break and then talk about the Evanston Outlaws schedule for today, tomorrow, and Saturday that we know of here in Cedar City, Utah. When we come back, Jake Hibbert joining you on a hot and windy Thursday afternoon in southern central Utah on this First Bank presentation of Outlaw Baseball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Does your time at the dental office feel like this? Or like this? At Bear River Dental, we do everything we can to help your time at the dental office feel more like this. Call Bear River Dental today at 307-789-5608 to have a dental experience like this. That's Bear River Dental at 307-789-5608. We'll treat you well.
When it comes to shopping online, you definitely want to put thelumberyard.com on your list of favorites. You'll save time and money by visiting thelumberyard.com first. You'll find a huge selection of inventory to choose from. We've got everything you need for any of your home, yard, or shop projects. Get excellent prices and quick delivery when you shop at thelumberyard.com. We are part of the local community, plus we ship all over the United States. Log on today to see what all the excitement is about.
This is how I signed up for. Never gonna catch me crying on your bathroom floor.
Back here in Cedar City, Utah, as Canyon View High School has taken the mound and the outfield, infield as well in their home field here at Canyon View High School. Evanston Outlaws getting set to bat to begin the top of the first inning. Well, one game today is all at Canyon View. Over at Cedar High School, there were 2 games, a 3:30 contest against Cedar City and Perriman, and then 6 o'clock Hurricane versus Cedar 2, the B squad. No news on results of that tournament. We'll see if we can get tapped in to any of the results getting around this tournament as we're here for the next 3 days. Tomorrow, Canyon View is the locale as well, as the Evanston Outlaws will have a doubleheader against Evanston versus Fremont at 12:30 p.m. here on the radio and online at mylocalradio.com, followed by North Sevier versus Evanston at 3 p.m. Ryan Fisher has taken the bat into the right-handed box, and we are just about set for baseball. Reset that scoreboard as it seems to have gone out on me. See what I can do about that. And the first pitch is outside, I believe. Had that scoreboard disappear on me here. And I just got to get it back up. Second pitch, swing and a miss by Fisher. 1-1 count. Ball outside. Have a decent view of the scoreboard whenever it is we can get to it. There we go, got it up there. At the very least, not sure where it was going on the other one. Fourth pitch hit out to center field, and I don't have a great view. Umpire's in the way, makes the catch. So middle, center, dead away, and Ryan Fisher is the first out. We are right behind home plate here, and we're at a low vantage point. No crow's nest to speak of here. I got a shed behind me, which luckily gives me a little bit of shade as it's up into the mid-90s here in Cedar City. Reed Gross takes the bat in the right-handed box. First pitch. Reed Gross throws it back to the dugout and walks into the box himself. Stepping across the plate, the right-handed hitter moving back into the number 3 spot. Where's number 3 on the jerseys? We have a true home and away setup lineup, and jersey-wise, a rarity at Legion Baseball, Rocky Mountain School of Baseball, whatever. The home team, Canyon View, in the powder blue jerseys, white pants. Jagger Mitchell to the first pitch, takes it over to third base, bobbled, and as a result, the bobble does not allow a throw in time to first base. Madison Rigby got a weird hop out in the dirt, allows on the E5 Jagger Mitchell to reach with 2 outs. So we have one man on first base, Seth Lloyd at the bat, the lefty. As we were mentioning, a true home and away setup with the jerseys. It's traditional for baseball to, if you're home, you wear the white pants. If you're away, you wear the gray pants. But that's not always how it works at the high school or Legion level, of course. But today we have that. The Evanston Outlaws in their dark blue jerseys and the gray pants, stirrup blue socks with the white striping across and the white socks underneath the stirrups. Pants come to about just below the knee for Evanston, where the stirrups take over. 1-0 count with 2 gone. Swung on, hit up the middle of the infield. Finds a gap up the hole, and we've got first and second. An error followed by a hit in the 3-4 spot has the Evanston Outlaws working with 2 gone. A man in scoring position brings up Gus Allred. Allred moved back to a 5 spot. He's been in the 4 spot cleanup hitter for the last several weeks, but they moved him back in the Jackson tournament last week as he was having a little bit struggle talking to the coaches, maybe mentally, with that position. So since then, in the last 5 games, Allred's been back up to about the 300 spot, batting .294 through the last 5 games, 5 hits and 17 at-bats. Takes a first pitch, ball 1. In the hottest of order through the last 5 games, it's the 3-4 hitters who stand on base for the Evanston Outlaws. Jagger Mitchell is 7 for his last 16, and Seth Lloyd 6 for his last 14 at-bats, hitting .438 and .429 in that span, respectively. Swing and a foul ball, chopped back to the backstop here by Allred. 1 strike to Gus with 2 gone. Waggling the bat. Pitch from Ecker outside for a ball. So we got 2 on, 2 out. First and second the runners, and Allred with a 2-1 count. Swung, chop, foul, evens it up. Both runners were breaking on contact. Mitchell still working his way back to second base. He was already making the round at third. 2-2 to Allred. Ecker looks back to second. Spending some time there. Now delivering. Off to third base. A double steal and defensive indifference is the call. No attempt at a throw. And the count goes full, 3-2. Mike Daly just got up out of the stance and opted to toss back to the pitcher, giving up with 2 outs, worrying about the batter at hand instead of the runners on base. Here's the delivery on the payoff outside, and bases go loaded. Allred works a full count walk back from 2-1, then 2-2, gets back-to-back balls. Brings Casey Perriman up to the plate. Perriman, the third best hitter in that last 5-game span that we were talking about with Allred and Mitchell. Hitting .368, 5 singles, 2 doubles in his last 19 at-bats. Takes a breaking ball, drops in for strike 1. Fully loaded bases all the way around for Evanston, taking on Canyon View here in Cedar City, Utah. And a ball 1 delivered to Perriman. 1-1 count. On deck, Brendan Thompson. Perriman batting in the number 6 spot. He's moved around, stayed mostly in the 5-6 order throughout this season. Takes one inside, chops it up high and out of play. 1-2 count. Mitchell retreating back to third base. He's been quick on the base pass today. Already headed home on that contact with 2 outs. Righty on righty matchup, Ecker into the set position. And the pitch is low. Daly keeps it in front of him. Runner breaking for home. A play at the plate. The tag is implied in time. Daly dove forward and met Mitchell about 6 to 8 inches in front of the base. Got him in the right-handed box with a face-forward dive attempt by Mitchell. But with the bases loaded, all 3 coming on 2 out at-bats, the Outlaws strand a couple. And we head to the bottom of the first, 0-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. This is a First Bank presentation of Outlaw Baseball on KNYN 99.1 FM in Evanston and online with the video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Light up your world with a custom-built LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. It's a proven fact that signage that lights up creates more attention. So light it up and then add text, images, and video, and your sign becomes even more powerful. Start sharing your advertising messages and information with your customers today. The team at Rocky Mountain Sign provides all types of quality signage that is custom-built and maintained. Call today for a free quote. Rocky Mountain Sign, 307-789-5202. Rocky Mountain Sign, serving customers in Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho.
The steel fabrication shop at Ellingford Brothers is available for large and small projects alike. We work with individuals, the public is always welcome, and contractors. We design and build one-of-a-kind projects, plus we fabricate loose parts and heavy equipment, and customize Ford and Dodge pickup truck front bumpers, plus equipment including hitches, trailers, and more. Serving customers since 1936, Ellingford Brothers is reliable, honest, and offers competitive pricing. Call today, 307-789-1515.
Never had a love about you. Confuse all the people walking as you go. Yeah. First time.
Ethan Buse on the mound for the Evanston Outlaws in this first of 4 games over the weekend here in Cedar City. On the year, Ethan Buse with 35 innings pitched, a 3.2 ERA. That's 42 hits, 25 runs, 16 of them earned in that span. He struck out 14 in 35 innings and walked 17, hit 2 batsmen as well. Around the horn for the Evanston Outlaws, Reed Gross behind the dish catching today. First base, Gus Allred. At second base, it's Brendan Thompson, Seth Lloyd at short, and Jagger Mitchell at third base. In the outfield, Ryan Fisher is in left field, Chris Perriman in center, and Casey Perriman over in right field. Batting for the Falcons of Canyon View, Renan Halliday will lead off. He's the left fielder, followed by the center fielder, Trevor Farrow. Carson Hopkins is in the 3 spot, cleaning up Madsen Rigby. 5-6-7 is Hayden Zobel, Mason Ecker, and Mike Meacham. And 8-9 is Nathan Durst and Mike Daly. Again, Mark Sandoval was initially listed as an extra hitter, but that is not allowed in this tournament, so he will start the game on the bench. 3 benchmen for the Canyon View team in all: Mark Sandoval, Jesse Jorgensen, and Tyson Peterson. First pitch outside for a ball delivered by Ethan Buse. Buse has 1 appearance in the last week where he threw just a couple of innings. Got the wind that we're battling with here. Second pitch inside, tried a breaking ball, didn't quite cut in. Buse went 6 innings and got the loss. And in a game that he started, gave up 9 hits, 2 runs. Both of those were earned. Walked 2, struck out 1, so not a bad appearance for Ethan. Just couldn't quite get the offensive support. Drops in his first strike of the game. Count at 2-1. Good size field out here at Canyon View High School. Swing and a miss by Halliday. Not quite, it's an asymmetrical field. Out in left field, 326. In right field, 336. And don't see a sign out for that dead center, at least not out at the moment. Ball delivered to Halliday. 2-2 count. Halliday looks like his jersey's a little short for him as he can't quite get the tuck. So it just hangs freely, and it was a full count. And a ball outside gives Halliday a leadoff walk. Brings up Farrow, center fielder. Wind cooling things down just a little bit here at Cedar City, but still a very hot day on a Thursday afternoon. 5:30 first pitch. Outlaws have 12:30 and 3 o'clock tomorrow. So certainly a hot one in store for us. Pick back to first base. Throw is bounced and caught by Allred. Otherwise, it could have been an extra base on an E2 by Halliday. A good play, though, by Allred. Keeps everything in order. Waggle of the bat by Farrow. Pitch. Hit foul. 2 hopper to the third base coach. Pool play will determine when you go on Saturday. It's either a 2:30 or 5 o'clock game for Evanston, as they play 2 tomorrow and 1 today. So there will be games happening scheduled on Saturday before those 2:30 and 5 o'clock games to finish out pool play. Here's the pitch. Hit high up towards center field. Chris Perriman has a read on it, settles, and makes the first out. 1 gone on the fly out to center field, and that brings up the number 3 hitter, Carson Hopkins, first baseman for Canyon View. Evanston's pool, which they will go through today, being Canyon View, Fremont tomorrow at 12:30, and North Sevier at 3 p.m. 3 wins, and you're certainly number 1. 2 may get you there as well, depending on the tiebreakers and how everything else works out. Buse set to face the right-handed Hopkins and delivers a fastball, strike 1. 1 man on for Canyon View. Don't have the best of angles today with the heavy chain link right in front of us, but bringing you video online at mylocalradio.com, at least of that infield and of the batting. Hit up opposite for the righty down the first baseline, and Brendan Thompson drives over to his right and makes the catch for out number 2. 2 gone as Ethan Buse signals with an index and pinky finger in the air to the outfield as he walks back to the pitcher's mound. Brings up the cleanup hitter, Madsen Rigby, third baseman, right-handed hitter, wears number 24. Man on, reach by way of a full count walk in. Halliday stands on first base. Takes a 4-step lead down the line. The first pitch off the stretch is inside and high for ball 1. Other teams playing, there's 4 pools in all. Cedar High School, Ridgeline Blue, Parowan Kearns makes up pool 1. Evanston in pool 2 with Canyon View, Fremont, and North Sevier. Knocked down to short. Well gloved by Seth Lloyd. The sidearm throw right on target to Gus Allred. And the Outlaws allow one man on by way of a walk, but leave the score clean as we head to the second inning. No score on the Impact Physical Therapy board. This is a First Bank presentation of Outlaw Baseball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
For over 10 years, the professional and friendly staff at Mountain West Business Solutions has been serving customers in Wyoming and Utah. Our professional technicians live and work in communities across both states. This way, we are able to provide quick, quality service to all of our customers. We serve businesses in all sizes, and we also provide service and supplies for HP printers. Please call us today and let's see how we can help with all your printing and copying needs. Mountain West Business Solutions, a local company with a toll-free number, 866-583-9925.
We each have 168 hours in every week. When you exercise 2 to 3 hours a week, everything about your life gets better. I know this from personal experience. This is Ben Carden, owner of Flex Fitness Gym in Evanston. 2 to 3 hours of exercise per week will help you feel better, you will have more energy and confidence, your clothes will fit better, and the list goes on. Set yourself up for success. Visit Flex Fitness today and let us help you achieve a more healthy lifestyle. Flex Fitness, 100 Yellow Creek Road, right next to Smith's in Evanston.
Pitches is all for Ecker in the first inning as he's out onto the mound taking his warm-up tosses to start the top of the second. 0-0 the score on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Brought to you, of course, as always, by Justin Dennis of Impact Physical Therapy. Appreciate all of our sponsors and looking out into the outfield. Talk about sponsorship. This Canyon View High School's got plenty of it on the outfield wall lined from pretty much maybe 20 feet to the right of the left field pole, and then you got the batter's eye in center, but outside of that, sponsorship boards all around. And this is a high school team. This is Canyon View's high school squad. They get to stay together, wear their uniforms, and play in the summertime. Not a Rocky Mountain School of Baseball program, although they do have a travel squad as well for that. Just their high school team, high school coaches, players, jerseys, all the way around. First pitch to Perriman is swung on and missed, and then the second pitch knocked for a single in the gap between the shortstop and third base. 2-pitch single for Casey Perriman brings up the number 7 hitter, Brendan Thompson. The first inning ended with a ball in the dirt that was a pass ball that Daly went off to his right, bounced off his right knee guard, but he was quick to recover and dove to tag out the diving Jagger Mitchell coming home. So Perriman getting stranded at the bat and working a single. Bunt laid down well by Brendan Thompson as a sacrifice. Ecker throws to first for the out. Perriman on to second. Man on second, one gone, top of the second inning, and the number 8 hitter, Ethan Buse, at the plate. As we mentioned, Buse mostly known as a pitcher throughout the year. He's a transfer coming in from Idaho. Will be a sophomore at Evanston High School this coming season. But in limited at-bats, he hasn't done so bad. Take a look at 23 plate appearances, 17 at-bats, 6 hits, 5 singles, a double, 5 RBIs, and runs scored 5 as well. Has 4 walks. That's good for a .353 average, although we look more at the success to at-bat rate with such a small sample size. But he's been a capable at-bat out of the right-handed box so far this season. 1-0 count. Ecker looking back to second. Buse takes it inside, and it's 2-0. Mentioned 14 pitches for Ecker in the first inning. For Buse, he threw just 13. Hits one right into left field. It's a gapper out down between the left fielder and the line. Scores Perriman easily. A lead RBI single for Ethan Buse. Gets another hit on the season, will pump that average up to close to 400 in the small sample size, and he continues to prove that you may want to put a bat in his hand as well as put him on the mound. Brings up number 9, Chris Perriman, who throughout the last few weeks has been hitting as hot as anyone has on the Outlaws, although take back to last week, that cooled down a little bit. He's a career sub-200 hitter, but he was hitting close to 400 for the last few weeks of the season up until the Jackson tournament where the struggles came back a little bit. Just 2 of his last 13 at-bats. See if he can right that ship and get back to his hot-hitting ways that he has in his potential final season as an Outlaw. He's a graduated senior. Sometimes he can come back, sometimes he can not. All depends on what you're doing the next year after college, or also if you're on that age gap line where you can play the next season. Good lead at first base, and that is not Buse. It looks like you can have maybe that is Buse. I was going to say, can you not have an extra hitter, but you can have a designated runner? But I think that might be Buse, who just got a tall first baseman as well, perhaps. Take a look down the line just to make sure. 1-1 count to Perriman. Swings on it, hits it towards short, gaps it just beyond the glove. Outstretched there, and it was a good attempt, but not quite there by Hayden Zobel. So rule that as a hit as he dove and just missed getting glove on ball. And runners at first and second. And yeah, you do have a designated runner as Ethan Buse is down in the dugout. That might be Jordan Schneider at second base for the Outlaws. Ask the home plate umpire in between the break what the rule is on designated runners, or if maybe something happened with Buse. Allred takes the first pitch, fouls it out of play. And the count is 0-1. Ryan Fisher back up for a second time today. In his first at-bat, he was retired on a fly out to center field on 4 pitches. Runners at first and second. Outlaws have 1 out. And the pitch goes outside beyond the glove of the catcher Daly, and runners advance on to second and third. Takes away a double play with 1 gone. And opens up the base at first with a dangerous hitter at the bat in Ryan Fisher. However, he's been struggling for the last couple of weeks. He was hitting between 400 and 500 on the season, and that's slowly come down. On the year, he's still number 2. He's given up the batting average lead on the team to Seth Lloyd. He's at 402 on the season through his last 5 games. As we have a hit down to third base beyond the glove again of Rigby. 1 run scores, the second one tagged out, 2 gone. And a throw down to second, maybe some trouble. And he's safe, running back to second base. Ryan Fisher with a RBI double, but 1 out as Chris Perriman tried to come home, and a good throw from left field retires him. Puts the score at 1-0, or 3-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Second RBI situation. And a third one at hand here with Reed Gross. Runner at second base, 2 gone though. Has it at 3-0, but I have it at 2. And it was Schneider as the extra hitter, or as the designated runner perhaps. But maybe something happened with Buse, because he has been replaced on Game Changer by Schneider. Have to see what the deal is with that score there. It has been corrected to 2-0 as Perriman was out. Hit up towards the pitcher's mound, but it drops. No one can make a play in that Bermuda Triangle in the infield of shortstop, second, and the pitcher. Inning continues on a, not even really a bloop hit by Reed Gross. Just popped it over the glove of where the pitcher Ecker could get to. Inning continues, runners on the corner, 2-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Casey Perriman scored first, followed by Jordan Schneider, running at least for Ethan Buse, perhaps replacing him. See if Buse comes back out to the mound in the bottom of the second. Jagger Mitchell at the bat. Mitchell singled in the first inning. Runner takes off for second. Ball hit deep out to left field. Backing up, making the grab. Halliday ends the inning. 2 runs, though, come around to score for the Evanston Outlaws. This pool play, so an early win would be big with 2 games tomorrow at 12:30 and 3 p.m. here at Canyon View High School. Evanston leading Canyon View, the Falcons, 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the 2nd inning on this First Bank presentation of Outlaw Baseball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
When you hit the bullseye playing darts, it's a great thing. When a rock hits your windshield and creates a bullseye, it's a bad thing. A small bullseye in your windshield can grow into a monster crack that covers the whole window. T-Bar S Body Shop in Evanston fixes rock chips. If the rock chip in your windshield has already grown into a giant crack, T-Bar S Body Shop can fix that too. When it comes to window repair or replacement, make sure you always hit the bullseye. Let T-Bar fix your car. Call us today, 789-2639.
The first school in Evanston opened in 1870 with 8 students. Since the very beginning, excellence in education has been the goal. Dedicated teachers and staff, board members, and community members have focused on student learning. The Uintah County School District No. 1 has graduated many young men and women who have gone on to be successful, productive citizens, parents, and leaders around the world. Our heritage continues today. Uintah County School District No. 1, Pathway to Excellence.
Had to run over to the Evanston Outlaws dugout over that break and bump the camera in the meantime, trying to figure out exactly what the deal was with Ethan Buse not running. And the rule is there's no extra hitters. We talked about that in the pregame. However, there are runners allowed to speed up the play of the game for pitchers and catchers only. So in the case where you want to get a catcher his gear back on and maybe a 2-out situation or something like that, you can bring a sub in. Or with the case of a pitcher, you want to get him back and ready for the mound, so they're trying to keep the games moving. So that's how Jordan Schneider was able to come in and run for Ethan Buse. Certainly an advantage for the Evanston Outlaws in that situation is Jordan Schneider offers a clear upgrade in speed over Buse, the pitcher, who's been a pretty good hitter. Not the fastest on the base pass, though. 2nd inning is gone to the bottom side, 2-0 Evanston on top of Canyon View. And at the bat for the Falcons, we have the number 5 man in the order, which is Hayden Zobel. Mason Ecker on deck and Mike Meacham due up 3rd. Zobel, right-handed hitter, wears number 8, powder blue jerseys with the white striping up and down the side shoulder blades for Canyon View. Wearing striped socks with powder blue being the main color, and then a trio of white, black, white, and then powder blue, making the striping on the mid, about calf level of the sock for the Falcons. Count is at 2-1 and an outside ball 3. Delivered by Buse. Outlaws getting a couple of runs in last inning. Casey Perriman started the inning off after being left at the bat, left at the altar, so to speak, on the end of the 1st inning. A walk worked by the leadoff man. Zobel brings up Mason Ecker, the opposing pitcher of Buse. He doesn't have a number on the back of his jersey. And he's got a little bit of a different uniform altogether, as most of the same color, but most of the team has the powder blue with the striping up on the side of the shoulders. It does not have that. Looks like more of a practice jersey that Ecker has for this high school program that gets to play during the summertime. Outside ball 1 delivered by Ethan Buse. We mentioned that 35 innings hasn't been a huge problem, but he has walked his fair share of guys. With that walk to start off the 2nd inning, that's number 18 of the season, to go with 2 hit batsmen as well. Runner takes off for a second, and Gross loses the ball in the exchange from the glove to his hand, so no throw. And a stolen base puts a man on second in Zobel. No outs, and a man in scoring position draws an early mound visit for Chad Thompson. And we've seen some control issues for Ethan Buse to start off the inning, and that's probably the reason why. Buse threw just 13 pitches in the first. And in the second, he has now thrown 8 pitches, 7 of which have gone for a ball. Coach Thompson retreats back to the first base, a visitor's dugout for the Outlaws, and back to play. Buse standing tall on the mound, looking back to second and delivering off the stretch fastball. Little pop knock over to third base. Gross looks off the runner at second, throws to first, and nevertheless, Zobel, after being looked off and back to second, takes off as soon as the throw leaves Gross's glove and is safe in at third base. He was in there standing up, no throw attempted, and with how good of a jump he got, no reason to make a throw with the long cross from first to third. 1 gone, man on third base. And the number 6, make it 7-man, Mike Meacham. Up to the plate, right-handed hitter. Also has his jersey untucked. Deep hit out to left field. If nothing else, it's a sacrifice. Maybe going, and gone. And it is a home run. Out to left field, pulled it, and it's a tie game. No, yes it is for a second. He stopped running and Meacham got just over. So with one swing of the bat, Meacham ties it up 2-2 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard, and Canyon View pulls it tight. And with the momentum going, Ethan Buse looking for answers on the mound. Now, he's pretty much out on his own because you got to leave Buse out there. He's proved himself throughout the season, and 4 games coming up in the next 3 days. You need your pitchers to start and go a few innings. Of note, like I said, he's a little bit on his own because we've already had a mound visit this inning. A second mound visit by a coach requires a pitching change. First pitch, a ball, as the control issues continue for Buse. Probably a little gun shy after delivering one into the zone to Meacham, which he took out of the yard on a pull out to left field. Durst up 2-0 on the count as the wind picks up here in Cedar City. Great baseball facility, as we always see when we come to Utah. And you got to remember they have high school baseball, so it gets maintained by the school district. Ball knocked out of play down the first baseline, and the wind is blowing against that. And you could see in the air as the ball continued to try to push its way out, the wind was doing what it could to slow it down and just try to bring it back into play. Nathan Durst, the number 8 man in the order, plays second base. And up in the count, 2-1, takes ball 3. No one on after Meacham cleared the bases with that home run. Seth Lloyd got a home run last week in Jackson for the Evanston Outlaws. He leads Evanston with 4 of their 5 home runs on the season out of the cleanup spot. Knock foul, puts the count full, 3-2 to the number 8 man Durst. Two runs in the top of the first, answered back by Canyon View, the homestanding team in the bottom. Buse on the full count delivery and the full windup in the zone, and try it again, fouled out of play down the first base side. Got a full parking lot of cars down there, and everyone's parking as far away as they can, trying to avoid those foul balls, but that one had enough carry. It may have gotten out towards a windshield or two. Didn't hear any brakes, luckily. A few places we go in Wyoming, you always have to worry about that. If you're at Ross Kesterson Field in Evanston, it's pretty good because the high school field is a parking lot and then another driveway away from the field. Here's the full count pitch, taken down low for a ball, and a walk worked. Brings up Daly, the number 9 man. Mike Daly, the catcher. He's made a couple of good defensive plays already. Let a ball go down to his right side in the first inning, but was quick to recover and dove forward to knock out Jagger Mitchell for the 3rd out of the inning and leave the bases loaded for Evanston. Proved to be a good play, as that run would be the go-ahead representing right now. Instead, we have a tied 2-2 game. Daly also got a tag out on what would have been a 2 RBI double by Ryan Fisher. Instead, he got a tag on a great throw out from left field as well, it should be noted. But he takes strike 1. 0-1 count, 1 gone, and a man on first, bottom of the second inning, tie game. Buse with the pitch outside for a ball. We mentioned 7 of Buse's first 8 pitches in the inning were balls. Well, since that point, he threw another ball, which, well, was then a ground out, so he got the out there. Threw 1 pitch to Meacham. That was a home run, so obviously a strike. Went full count. Durst took 7 pitches in that at bat, 4 balls, 3 strikes, with 2 of them actually being foul balls. And now Daly's up in the count 2-1. So the ball to strike ratio still not great in the inning for Buse. Knock up to second base. Gloved by Thompson. 4-3. The throw is in time. And a 4-3 double play ends the inning. However, a home run by Meacham ties it up as we head to the top of the third. 2-2 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. The Evanston Outlaws up to bat on Canyon View High School next on this First Bank presentation of Outlaw Baseball. Live on mylocalradio.com and on the radio at KNY 99.1.
The steel fabrication shop at Ellingford Brothers is available for large and small projects alike. We work with individuals, the public is always welcome, and contractors. We design and build one-of-a-kind projects, plus we fabricate loose parts and heavy equipment, and customize Ford and Dodge pickup truck front bumpers, plus equipment, including hitches, trailers, and more. Serving customers since 1936, Ellingford Brothers is reliable, honest, and offers competitive pricing. Call today, 307-789-1515.
Some folks say that life can be measured in seasons. At Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston, we have vehicles for every season. From new to experienced drivers, we understand that safety, affordability, and great mileage are always on the must-have list. So whether you're just starting out or it's time to expand your fleet, we've got every season covered. Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. Stop in today, 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a different kind of dealer.
Self-control. My desperation's overload.
Canyon View back out onto the field as we begin the third inning of play here in Cedar City, Utah. Day 1 of 3 for the Evanston Outlaws in the penultimate week of their regular season. Next week, we have a doubleheader of the Evanston versus Jackson Giants. However, we will not be there. If you want to check that out, it's at Ross Kesterson Field Friday night, 6 and 8:30 perhaps, or maybe it was 4 and 6:30. I have to go back and double check on the schedule on that map, as I don't have it with me, as we will be in Casper, Wyoming on mylocalradio.com to bring you the Wyoming Coaches Foundation All-Star Games. The best of the departing high school seniors in volleyball, girls basketball, and boys basketball will be all there and taking on North versus South. You can check that out online at mylocalradio.com for the 4th consecutive year. I'll be happy to be broadcasting the play-by-play content for the Wyoming volleyball game and the boys basketball contest. Ryan Steinecker will have the play-by-play for the girls game at 3 o'clock. The Wyoming volleyball game at 1 o'clock will be preempted by a 1-hour-long pregame show where we'll go over all 3 games, really. That Wyoming Coaches Association All-Star Weekend pregame show will run prior to the start of that volleyball match. And then we'll have shorter pregames leading up to the girls basketball contest, about 10 minutes, and about 10 minutes for the boys basketball contest as well, scheduled at 5 p.m. Be sure to check that out. But here for the weekend, we got baseball, and we have Seth Lloyd hitting a gapper out into right center. 2 hops to the wall. Takes the turn at first, maybe going for 3. Turns for second and then pulls back up as a good cutoff throw. And we've already seen a defensively disciplined Canyon View team get a couple of outs on plays of running the base pass for the Outlaws, maybe a little errantly. Wisely holding up with a leadoff double on 1 pitch. Brings up Gus Allred to the plate. Allred up to the bat for a second time today, as he was walked on 6 pitches. His first time up. Lloyd, an early 2 for 2, single and a double. Candidate for the player of the game here at Cedar City, Utah. Ball with a little bit of break to it, hit up high and out of play just beyond the third base bleachers to my left. Wind, at least at my area, has died down momentarily, but it's still blowing. It's just not as strong. Some clouds continuing to roll in from the mountains beyond. Blue skies above us for the moment, at least. All red on the count, down 0-1 with the pitch up coming from Ecker. Here's the delivery outside for a ball. And if you're looking at the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard in your lower right side on mylocalradio.com, it says there is one out. There is not. That's just the old Daktronic board in the third base dugout did not get reset. Seth Lloyd led off with a double, and that's where we stand. Breaking ball, hit up opposite side into shallow left field. Carrying a little bit more. The ball flying in these hot temperatures, and Renan Halliday gets the catch for the first out. No attempt of a advance by Seth Lloyd at second base. He holds up there with one gone. Casey Perriman scored after he led off with a single to begin the second inning. He's at the bat wearing number 2 for a second time today. Number 6 in the order for Evanston. Brendan Thompson standing on deck. Outlaws hoping to get 7, 8, and 9 all up to the bat here. Chop over to shortstop. Well fielded. A long throw is in time by 2 steps. And a good play by Hayden Zobel. The throw down to Carson Hopkins at first. 2 are gone. And Brendan Thompson with Seth Lloyd standing on third base looking to not strand another for the Evanston Outlaws. They stranded 2, technically 3, but really 2. As that third out was Jagger Mitchell diving home trying to get a run in on a wild throw. First pitch from Ecker. Gets past to the backstop. Lloyd coming in and scoring standing up. The go-ahead run is delivered on a wild throw by Ecker. And Lloyd taps home. The bases are empty, and Brendan Thompson up 1-0 in the count. 3-2 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Back to those Wyoming Coaches Foundation All-Star games next week. We have 2 Evanston players playing in the volleyball contest for the South team. Setter Kaylee Critchfield and outside hitter Ajahana Archuleta. Swing and a miss by Thompson. He's tied up in the count and shaking his head after getting caught swinging at that breaking ball. 1-1 the count. Archuleta will be a signee of the Western Wyoming Community College volleyball team and has also chosen to walk on to the Mustangs basketball team as well. Kaylee Critchfield, from what I'm told, is set to sign her letter of intent as a setter for Northwest College next week. Ground ball gets into left field for Brendan Thompson to continue the inning. 2-out single by Thompson brings up the number 8 man, Ethan Buse. Buse looped one into left field to score a run last inning. That brought Casey Perriman around for the first run of the game. Always good when your pitcher can help himself out offensively. We mentioned throughout limited batting attempts so far this year, Buse has been a pretty capable man with the stick swinging. Look back by Ecker. Here's the delivery. Sees the first pitch, likes it, but misses. Ethan Buse down in the count, 0-1. We'll be right back here tomorrow at Canyon View High School, 12:30 and 3 p.m. for a doubleheader. Fremont, the first opponent, followed by North Sevier at 3 p.m. Second pitch, takes it down low for a ball. Got 2 outs as Allred and Perriman were retired. A man on in Brendan Thompson, and Seth Lloyd has already scored by way of a wild throw. That got back to the rubber backstop. 3-2 the tally. Buse fouls it off and has 2 strikes against him. 1-2 count. Not sure if I finished that out before the single came in. Kaylee Critchfield set to sign her letter of intent at Northwest College as a setter, I believe next week, as she heads off to the All-Star Contest Wednesday. Got to get out there for practices. Little pop out to right field, and the side is retired as Mike Meacham, who tied it up in the bottom of the second, gets the final out in the third. Lineup turns over as we see Canyon View come up, trying to get the run back, down 3-2 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. On this First Bank presentation of Outlaw Baseball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
There is no job too small or too big. You'll find what you need at the Lumberyard in Evanston. We carry over 25,000 products under one roof. If we don't have it, we can order everything you need to finish every project, large or small. The Lumberyard also delivers. Make sure you always check the Lumberyard first. Excellent prices, great customer service, and quality products. Now you can even shop online at thelumberyard.com. The Lumberyard, 400 Front Street in Evanston.
Hello, this is Dr. McKay Franklin. Something I've really enjoyed as a dentist over the past 20 years are the lasting friendships that I've formed with many of my patients. My staff is really great, and we try hard to make sure that every patient feels a warm welcome. It doesn't matter if it's your first visit or if you've been with us for years. Every patient is welcome and always appreciated. Our goal is to provide the best dental care possible at reasonable rates. Please call us today to schedule your appointment at 307-789-8910.
Go Red Devils!
Welcome back to Cedar City, Utah. And it's 3-2 on the Impact Physical Therapy board as we move into the bottom half of the third inning. Ethan Buse gave up a 2-run home run to Meacham in the second inning. One pitch, saw it, like it, pulled it out to left field and just beyond the fence. Got an interesting fence out here. Is out of play down the left field side is quite a ways out if you really want to get out of play, but I don't think anyone's going to be trying to get too far out as you got a healthy hill on an incline. Just about maybe 10 feet after you hit the foul line on the left side. Kind of looks like Towles Hill, which has since been removed from Minute Maid Park in Houston. Again, 3-2 the score on the Impact Physical Therapy board. And as we said before the break, lineup turning over to the number 1 man, Halliday. He worked a walk in his first at-bat, takes a healthy cut, and misses on the first pitch he sees in the third. Brennan Halliday, a 6-pitch walk to start off the contest, and control has been a bit of an issue for Ethan Buse today. He's walked more guys than he'd be comfortable with and worked the count out of his favor, forcing him to go in the zone at times. Another ball delivered, and we are at 3-1. High open stance by Halliday. Swings at it out into left field. And Seth Lloyd can't reach it as he was racing out trying to make an over-the-head basket catch. Leadoff single by Halliday. He's on for a second time today to bring up Farrow. Trevor Farrow was a fly-out victim to Chris Perriman, his last at-bat. Where's number 19? Right-handed hitter. Black batting helmet, going with the powder blue jerseys and socks. White pants with the black and blue combined stripe down the side of the legs. First pitch by Buse, hit up high towards us, will stay in play. Reed Gross backing up, Jagger Mitchell backing up and making the grab. And that is out number 1. I know I listed Reed Gross as the catcher, and I think he started there for the first inning, but last inning, Reed Gross moved to third base. Jagger behind the plate and did not get that mention. So Jagger, the catcher, with the out. One gone, and Carson Hopkins up to the plate. Pretty much righties all the way around here for Canyon View. Just a couple of lefties on the Evanston squad. Fake pick back to first base as Mitchell was thinking about it, but Halliday got back in time, and at least enough of time to not warrant the throw. Swing and a miss on the play has Hopkins down 0-1. Madsen Rigby on deck with one gone. Wild throw, picked up, and a toss down to second as one hop into the outfield. No, there's Brendan Thompson backing up Gross, or Lloyd rather, to keep that from being a two-base mistake. Wild pitch by Buse advances Halliday into scoring position. 1-1 count to Hopkins. The pitch is swung on and no contact made, 1-2. Buse looking down the barrel, then back to second base. Into the set position, ready to come home with it. He does. And a swing and a miss. Out number 2, a strikeout. Carson Hopkins is retired, and he's 0 for 2. Brings up Madsen Rigby, who was a ground-out victim to Seth Lloyd on a great sidearm play. Lloyd dancing out at shortstop at the moment. Caught a ball off the ground, fielded it well, had just about no time to make that settle and throw, and as he's done so many times, picks that powerful right sidearm throw down to first, right on target, and that was the end of the first inning. Stranded a man in Halliday who stands on second base for another time. Halliday stranded in the first, hoping to get around to score and tie things up with 2 outs here. Buse delivers, opposite field knock, down to first base, a liner to Gus Allred, fielded off a 1 hop, he touches the bag, and the inning is over. Falcons can't score 1, and they are trailing 3-2 on the Impact Physical Therapy board as we head to the top of the 4th next. Evanston to the bat when we return on this First Bank presentation of Outlaw Baseball on KNYN and MyLocalRadio.com.
When you look good, it helps you to feel good. When you look good, it changes the way others see you and the way you feel about you. To help you look your best, Joe's Modern Cleaners in Evanston offers dry cleaning services. Shirts and slacks and dresses last longer when they are dry cleaned. The colors stay vibrant longer. You will feel your best when you know you look your best. And you will look your best when you have the professionals at Joe's Modern Cleaners dry clean your apparel. Joe's Modern Cleaners, 624 West Cheyenne Drive in the Frontier Square. Take all your clothes to Joe's.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. Orthopedic surgery is the practice of medicine centered around bones and joints. It's all about movement and activity and getting that to be less painful. Watching a patient with a specific problem, whether that's pain or decreased range of motion, and being able to treat them, by far the best part of my job.
Three to 2 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard as we welcome you back to Canyon View High School here in Utah, Cedar City to be specific, on a day that's been hot and a little bit windy. We're just lucky it wasn't at 1 o'clock when this game started, although I'm not sure the temperatures have dropped too much since then. The wind, actually a welcome addition despite the blowing from left to right, as you may be able to hear on the microphone. Cools things down just a little bit. Luckily, we're in the shade here outside for all 3 days of the tournament, but can't complain. Got a decent view of the field, although we regret to inform you, if you're watching online, I don't think it's going to get too much better as you got that thick chain link at a close view with the camera, and that's about the best angle we can get. Chris Perriman opens up the inning at the bat, and he's on the count, down 0-2. Perriman singled and was tagged out trying to score a run at home. In his last at-bat, fouls one to stay alive down the third baseline. Open stance by Perriman, down in the count. Swing and keep him alive again. Fouls it away. Perriman stays down 0-2 in the count, but battling. Had to get some extra balls down from the third base dugout. Relayed down to the umpire to put in his satchel on the right side of his belt buckle. Breaking ball catches Perriman swinging, and a nasty little curve that ducked into the top half of the zone. That warrants the swing from Perriman up in front and a little bit under. One gone in the inning. Evanston up by a run as Ryan Fisher comes to the plate. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Fly out to center and a single. Ryan was stranded at third base back in the 2-run second inning. He did have an RBI. That's the guy who drove in the second runner in Schneider. Jordan Schneider getting the pinch run in place of Ethan Buse, but not replacing him. This is not like Wyoming where it's under Legion rules, which are by extension Major League rule baseball. you're allowed as Fisher hits it out into left field for a single. With an out gone, he'll take a big turn at first and retreat back to the point at hand. The pinch runner is in Legion rules, and of course in that tournament that we'll see or in 2 weeks or the regional play against Jackson next week, that means your day's done. You get pinch run for, you're out. Once you're out of the game, you can't come back in. For sake of speeding the game up in this tournament, they're allowing pinch runners to go in and out freely for catchers and pitchers. So in the case of Ethan Buse, he got a single, got replaced by Schneider. Schneider got to touch them all and go around from first to second to third, and then home to score the run. That was the second run of the game. Evanston getting 1 run last inning to make it 3-2 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. And with a runner down and a man on in Ryan Fisher, Reed Gross up to the plate, taking his hacks at it. Looped into left field, does it stay fair? Drops to the right of the line and gets past the defender. That allows Ryan Fisher to take a turn at third. Coming home, the cutoff throw not nearly in time. 4-2 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Count that as an error, but maybe an RBI. We'll see exactly how Evanston calls it. Either way, the score stays the same. Evanston by 2. Ecker on the mound. Slow walk back to the mound after giving up the run. It was a mistimed angle out in left field there. And Canyon View giving up the run. Renan Halliday, who's been on base twice and been a sure-handed fielder so far, getting an out 2 innings ago on throwing out Chris Perriman at the plate, gave up a run quite possibly with a missed angle there. Hard hit ball down the third base line sends Chad Thompson tumbling down to the ground. He gets out of the way, luckily, just in front of that ball, and now shaking his head at Jagger Mitchell and giving out some threats there. That was a hot shot down to the hot corner of third base, coming for the head of Thompson. He takes a few steps back away from the box, now stepping a little bit closer to it. He's probably still closer to the third base dugout, though, after that shot than he is to the base path. Out to center field, Jagger Mitchell knocks it out there. The throw after the catch made not in time, so an out made, but Reed Gross down to third base from second. 2 gone on the out by Mitchell. Seth Lloyd to the plate. Lloyd already with a single and a double. A triple and a home run away from the cycle, and he has 4 home runs on this season. Unfortunate thing for Lloyd right now, as much as the wind may have helped Meacham get one out in left field, it's blowing against Seth Lloyd to pull one out into right as a left-handed hitter. Off the stretch, a breaking ball just misses the outside corner of the zone. It's 1-0. Daly may be looking for an explanation on the play there from the umpire on the call. And back into the stance. Ecker ready to go on the mound. Gross standing on third base, a run already in for the 3rd consecutive inning for the Outlaws. 4-2 the score on the Impact Physical Therapy board as Lloyd fouls one out of play. It's 1-1. Any hit surely will score a run. You got 2 outs, man on third, breaking on contact, no question about it. And that's just what Seth Lloyd delivers. Chop right up the middle. And a single up to center field. Scores the run as Reed Gross gives the tip of the cap to Gus Allred. Bashing helmets as they cross paths. And Allred up to the plate. Evanston leading 5-2 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. So we mentioned earlier that it's 4 games guaranteed for the Outlaws. The 4th game, you don't know who it's against. It's all about how you do in pool play. And so far for the Outlaws, this game at the midway point, Outlaws looking all right. They had 2 runs in the 2nd inning, 1 in the 3rd, and 2 in the 4th so far with 2 outs and a man on. Gus Allred at the plate. And up 5-2. Ecker delivers. Allred takes ball 1. Tomorrow it's a 12:30 game against Fremont and then a 3 o'clock game against North Sevier. If Evanston wins today, wins tomorrow in both those games, then they will definitely be playing for a spot in the 7:30 championship game on Saturday at 5 p.m. Same goes for Canyon View. If you win them all, you're certainly in. After that, which, maybe a team will get through 3-0, but probably we're looking at a 2-1 team making that number 1 seed out of the pool for the semifinal spot on Saturday. That's how it goes. And then if you're on the lower side of the pools, you'll be playing at 2:30, and that'll be your last game. There are a couple of 5 o'clock games that will also be last games for the teams in their pool. But the teams at, I believe it's Cedar High and Canyon View High School at 5 o'clock will be the semifinal games, with a championship to follow at 7:30. And let me get a read on the location for that game. Certainly not getting ahead of ourselves here, just giving you the information as we know it. That championship game will be at Cedar High. No, at City Field. It will be at City Field is the championship matchup. Pop up to center field, and the left fielder drops in and makes the grab. And, no, never mind, it was a single by Allred. Excuse me, I was going to say there was 2 outs. How did that happen? As I was looking at my phone, trying to get that read on the championship match as Allred drops one into shallow center field to continue the inning. Casey Perriman up to the plate. Runner on first, 3 runs. Make it 2 runs in this inning. Runners on first and second, and Seth Lloyd and Gus Allred. Ecker delivers, and Perriman takes ball 1. Fastball there by Ecker. There's a chance we will be at Canyon View for all of our games, as from Pool 2, the number 3 seed and number 1 seed will both play here on Saturday in 2:30 and 2:30 and 5 o'clock slots. Pop-up ends the inning by Perriman. Caught out at second base by Nathan Durst. 2 more runs come around to score for the Outlaws, though, and it's 5-2 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning next on this First Bank presentation of Outlaw Baseball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
We know that when you think of Plains Tire in Evanston, you always think
the Tire Professionals.
Quality customer service. They're friendly with great prices.
I really like Plains Tire in Evanston.
But did you also know that the team at Plains Tire offers oil changes, windshield wiper checks, and free alignment checks? That's right, free alignment checks. We don't want you to quit thinking all those great things when you hear Plains Tire. We just want you to add to the list. Plains Tire, the tire professionals. Stop in today, 157 Bear River Drive.
You're in good hands when you choose Dr. Stosage and Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties for dental implants and wisdom tooth extractions. They work with passion and focus. They use techniques and technologies that are modern and precise. With 2 decades of experience, their skills are highly specialized. If you need teeth extractions or dental implants placed, come see Dr. Stosage or Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties, 50 Park Road, or call us at 307-789-9034.
Meets the eye, defeat me mentally. I'd like to see you try. Back on backpack flows and pack shows in the back rows with black fist.
Bottom of the 4th inning as Ethan Buse has given up 2 runs, both of those coming on 1 pitch to Mike Meacham in the 2nd inning on a pole home run out to left field. And Meacham should be due up this inning at some point. Let's see where we are in the inning. He is due up 3rd. Zobel, Ecker, and Meacham due up in the 3 spot. Taking a look at tomorrow's games, where we will be back here at Canyon View High School. It's going to be a hot one again. Estimated temperature at first pitch, 85 degrees, and that's at 12:30 p.m. At 3 p.m., we're looking at about 86 to 88 degrees for first pitch against North Sevier. Got up to the mid-90s today, so if it stays there, it's actually a little bit cooler than it was today at that same time. First pitch delivered outside to Zobel. Zobel walked to lead off the 2nd inning. Of course, was the first of those 2 runs to tap home on the home run by Meacham. Count sitting at 2-0. First pitch strike, still a problem for Buse in this contest. Fouled off on the 3rd pitch. Last inning. First pitch strikes for Buse. Got 1 to the first batter in Halliday. Yeah, well, 1 to the 2nd as well. 3rd, actually last inning, he was perfect on first inning strikes. I was looking back to the 2nd where he was having the issues. Went 2 for 5 on first pitch strikes in the second inning. Count at 2-2. Here's the pitch from Buse. Fouled off again, stays at 2-2. Currently 90 degrees here in Cedar City, although the wind's helping out quite a bit. Cool things around. Clouds still continue to hang out, but stay at a healthy distance in the bottom of the fourth inning. Wild throw by Buse behind the back of Zobel. And the count's at 3-2. Excuse me, no, 3-2. Full count to Zobel. As we mentioned, Hayden walked in his first at-bat. And he walks in his second. Outside corner fastball delivered by Buse just misses. And the good eye by Zobel has him standing on first base 90 feet away from home. And going on the easy side. Brings up the numberless man, Mason Ecker. Doesn't have a jersey on the back of his, doesn't have a number on the back of his jersey, I should say. He was listed on the scorecard as number 1, and then I noticed 2 players down. Nathan Durst was also numbered as number 1. Inside pitch, backed away by Ecker. And when I saw that, I thought, well, it's not entirely unheard of here in Utah to get a couple of guys with the same number, especially when we're dealing with those tournaments a little significantly north of here at the Rocky Mountain School of Baseball, Spanish Fork, Orem, Salt Lake City, all those places. Heber City as well. Pitch hit out deep to left center field. Has both Fisher and Perriman on the run. Barely a one-hop to the wall. Runner at third being held up right there. Second and third go the runners, a double with no outs early on for the Outlaws defensively, in danger of giving up the lead with Mike Meacham coming to the plate. Meacham hit the home run out to left field on the first pitch he saw last at-bat, and he represents the tying run as he comes to the plate for a second time today. Takes a slow walk up and has the batting gloves in the back pocket right now. Right-handed hitter says, I don't need them, I don't want them. Let's play baseball. Buse surely thinking about the last pitch he delivered to Meacham. Goes outside for ball 1. Back pick down to third base, just barely blocked by Reed Gross. Saves a run from coming in uncontested. Count is at 1-0. Buse steps off the mound as he was giving a lot of attention down to third base. Allows Meacham to step outside of the box, and he'll take his place back there. Set for the 1-0 count pitch. Hit hard down the left field side on a liner, but foul. Count at 1-1. Cedar Canyon View High School down 5-2 on their home field to the Evanston Outlaws. AA Legion program out of Wyoming, and one of 8 AA programs in Wyoming, several more single A, and the Outlaws have a feeder team, the Trappers, that plays competitively in the B level at Legion Baseball, and they also have a C team. Now that C team, kind of without a tournament, is they've got a very few amount of people, and some of them right on that borderline of being even on that age level for playing Legion Baseball, but they get to play during the regular season and then working on getting into a tournament after that. The Evanston Outlaw program's significantly grown over the last 5 years, from barely being able to field 1.5 teams, I would say, to now working on fielding 3 and doing so well. Big shot by Meacham out to left field again. On the run, is it another home run? No, just at the wall. Nonetheless, 2 runs come around to score, and Meacham's at second base with no outs. 5-4 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. And as we mentioned for the Evanston Outlaws, the early player of the game candidate was Seth Lloyd. Will put Mike Meacham on notice for player of the game candidate for Canyon View. A home run and a 2 RBI double, 4 RBIs in all. And he has a second run pending, which would be a tying run. No outs in the inning with Meacham standing on second. Ethan Buse gives a healthy look down to Chad Thompson playing manager today for the Outlaws with Jason Lloyd not in attendance. It's Thompson and Mitchell. Jason Mitchell, the other coach for the Evanston Outlaw program. First pitch, foul tip into the glove of Jagger Mitchell. Durst down in the count, 0-1. Durst wearing a red batting helmet, actually has his name on the back of it. Getting some instruction from the sidelines. I'm a third base coach for Canyon View. Great facilities and a great coaching staff here at Canyon View High School. Appreciate their accommodations here today. Getting those lineups in on time and even early. Of course, that's always a good thing when you can show up as a broadcaster being the only game of the day. And in a tournament that rarely happens in Legion Baseball here at Cedar City. Canyon View High School, we're the only show in town on this field today. I shouldn't say in town. There was a couple of games over at Cedar High School at 3:30 and then one taking place at 6 p.m. just after we got started here today. In the bottom of the fourth inning, it's 45 after the hour on KNYN 99.1 FM, Big Dog in Country, 6:46 on the clock. No outs in the inning, and bunt being shown by Durst. Buse looks back to second base. Steps off the mound again, has Meacham standing on second base, and Meacham just missed a second home run today. I will note he's being helped out a little bit by the wind, but he has absolutely crushed both balls that he's seen today. Bunt shown again, popped up high into the air. No chance for Mitchell to make a play as it goes racing back toward the backstop, but gets the strike and see where they play it again. Wouldn't be surprised to see Durst trying to lay down another bunt. He is down with 2 strikes in the count, though. 1-2 is the tally. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Always a risk if you try a 2-strike bunt, because if it goes foul, it's as good as a strikeout. You're out and back to the dugout. Showing bunt again, though. The chess match continues between Buse and Durst. Pulls back, swings on it, and fouls it back. So Durst down 1-2 in the count, trying to work into the head of Ethan Buse by showing bunt at 2 strikes. But as the delivery came, Durst had very little time as Buse has a quick stretch delivery to pull back and take a swing at the fastball. Not showing bunt this time. The ball is outside and it's 2-2. Meacham taking a small lead at second base. And why would you take much more than that with no outs representing the tying run? For the third time this inning, Ethan Buse takes a step off the mound. Down the barrel, we look to the first base dugout and see no action in the bullpen, but you have to be thinking too much longer as Durst is hit. How much longer will Buse have on the mound? On that play where Durst was hit, Meacham was actually taking off from second to third base. He has to retreat and go back to second as it was a dead ball. And just as we said it, Chad Thompson comes out for a mound visit. I would be surprised if that isn't it for Buse today as he offers up the ball and gets a pat on the shoulder by Chad Thompson. His day is done. Chris Perriman will take over on the mound when we return. The score is still a 1-run advantage for the Evanston Outlaws, but there are no outs and 2 men on first and second base. When we come back, we will have stats for Chris Perriman on the season pitching and give them to you in a minute's time. This is the First Bank presentation of Outlaw Baseball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
For over 10 years, the professional and friendly staff at Mountain West Business Solutions has been serving customers in Wyoming and Utah. Our professional technicians live and work in communities across both states. This way, we are able to provide quick, quality service to all of our customers. We serve businesses in all sizes, and we also provide service and supplies for HP printers. Please call us today and let's see how we can help with all your printing and copying needs. Mountain West Business Solutions, a local company with a toll-free number, 866-583-9925.
Early Oregon-bound immigrants traveled through the Bear Lake Valley. U.S. Highway 30 basically follows the Oregon Trail. Many wagon trains stopped at Thomas L. Pegleg Smith Trading Post, located near Dingle, Idaho, for supplies. One traveler wrote of camping along Cotton Line Bear River, watching grass as tall as a man wave in the wind. Today, you don't have to ride in a wagon to visit Bear Lake Valley, but the rich history is still here to enjoy. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
Welcome back as Jagger Mitchell is in a race for home and does not make the throw in time. Meacham scores on a wild play. We'll catch you up to it now. The throw down to third. Reed Gross applies the tag and gets the out against Durst. But a face full of dirt, not enough, as I thought the tag was maybe in time by Mitchell, but apparently he got it on top as the play, the tag of the base, home plate by Meacham was just ahead of it. And we're tied up 5-5. So here's what happened as we were coming back out of break. The first pitch to Daly by Perriman is down low, gets off the guards of Mitchell. He races for it, picks it up. Meacham takes off for third, and in the meantime, Nathan Durst gets caught between first and second. That forces Mitchell, well, that opts for Mitchell as we have a pop-up out to the outfield by Daly. Bermuda Triangle here, nobody gets there. And the runner is safe at first on something I guess you can't call an error because nobody touched it. We'll see what the ruling is by Jason Mitchell down at the Game Changer official stat keeper for us in a moment, but suffice to say, the catcher, Daly, is safe and he takes a seat on the dugout, replaced by designated runner Mark Sandoval. So what happened, as we said, a wild throw by Perriman. Mitchell came out as he thought he could catch Durst between first and second. He starts to run that way, and that then sees Meacham with an open, nobody covering home plate, says, why don't I take home? Mitchell realizes this just a little bit too late, starts racing home, and dives forward as both players converge. Meacham got the tag down on home plate just ahead of being slapped on the arm by the glove of Mitchell. Then Durst, taking off for third, is thrown out. So there's one gone, one man on. And an opposite field knock towards first base, shallow right field. Allred makes the play, nearly doubles the runner off as he gets back just in time. So Sandoval was nearly caught out, taking a little bit of a step forward on a fly ball right to first base. But there are two outs. Sandoval, the designated runner, in for Daly, who is over getting the catching gear back on. I got to say, I like that rule. It's going to keep the game moving quickly as Daly will be able to come right back out and start catching immediately. Hear a rumble of the truck behind us as we're not too far away from I-15. Held up just right behind us. Hear the sounds of trucks and cars just about all game long. Two outs. And at the plate, we have Farrow. Trevor Farrow in his first two at-bats has flown out both times. One to center field and one behind him to Reed Gross, the catcher. Or excuse me, to Jagger Mitchell, who was catching at that point. High chop out towards short. No chance for Seth Lloyd to make a play, so a single continues the inning. Let's go back and see what the ruling is on that last play. And they say Daly got a single. And I guess that's about all you can rule it because between right field, center field, and second base, nobody touched it. It was just nobody called anyone off and nobody really went for it either to continue the inning. Brings Hopkins up to the plate. He takes ball 1. Struck out his last at-bat. High pitch is a ball as well. 2-0 count to Hopkins. Carson 0 for 2 on the day. The score has been tied, and there's another man in scoring position in Sandoval, the designated runner. Foul ball puts the count at 2-1. We said we'd have the stats for Chris Perriman when we came back pitching, but we didn't quite ever get the chances. When we came back, there was action underway. Perriman last pitched during the 5-game tournament in Jackson, Wyoming. And he hits a man here to put the bases loaded. Hopkins goes to first base. On to second is Farrow. And at third base is Sandoval. He actually was saddled with the loss, Perriman was, and 2 innings of work, did not get the start, but gave up a run, and that was the go-ahead run. Walked 1, struck out 2. On the season, just 13 innings of work for Chris Perriman on the mound so far this year. Delivers ball 1 to Rigby. In those 13 innings, he has a 7.538 ERA. 14 runs, 13 walks, 11 strikeouts. And a ball to Rigby here. 2-0 count to Rigby, the 9th man to come to the plate this inning in a 3-run so far affair for Canyon View. The Falcons working their way right back into the game in the bottom of the 4th inning. No strike. I thought he may get the call there, but umpire stays stoic, and it's 3-0. Zobel on deck. He walked to lead off the inning on a full count. Was the first man of 3 to come around to score in the 4th. 4-pitch walk, and give him the RBI the easy way. Sandoval, the designated runner, comes home to score in place of Mike Daly. Still 2 outs in the inning. Brings Zobel back up to the plate, the shortstop. Bases loaded, and a ball outside by Perriman. Second pitch, a swing and a miss by Zobel. Got caught with an inside fastball. The 1-1 delivery, fouled up and out of play. Chance to work his way out of it for Chris Perriman, who has given up the lead. It's 6-5 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Following him walking in the go-ahead run. So a no decision by Buse, I believe, although 1, 2, 3. I take it back. It may be. No, Durst was the last batter that he faced, and he did not score. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, the loss may be currently in the hands of Buse after all. Nonetheless, Zobel gets walked just as he was to start off the inning, and the score is 7-5. And here we have a second pitching change upcoming. Coach Thompson looking upset out there as not sure who he was talking to, whether it was his catcher or his umpire, looking down to home plate one way or another. Perriman is out and back to center field. Buse is offering a glove up to somebody. Oh, it's Brendan Thompson. So Thompson's moving to first base from second, and the pitcher is Gus Allred. We'll keep it right here for this second pitching change. Gus Allred, probably a guy they planned on getting some innings out of tomorrow, hoping to keep him on the bench, or not on the bench, but on the bench as a pitcher, but out in the field defensively as opposed to getting on the mound today. But that's not how it's worked. Allred tied for 4th on the team with Ethan Buse coming into today's game in total innings pitched right at 35. 3.6 ERA for the lefty Allred. He's the lone outlaw to both throw and bat left, as Seth Lloyd bats left but throws right for the Outlaws at shortstop. And out in left field, Casey Perriman throws left but bats right. Allred has given up 18 runs earned in all 35 runs on 35 hits, 31 walks, 38 strikeouts, and 7 hit batsmen. Again, the 3.6 ERA matched with a 1.886 whip. That's walks plus hits, divided by innings pitched. Allred on the year, a 5-3 record in 8 starts, has 1 save in 1 opportunity, and no blown saves on the year. Saves not something you see too much in Legion baseball with all the tournaments that are played, or just the way it works out, whether it's it's got to be 3 runs or less when they come in, or you got to pitch 3 innings to finish the game and then you could be up 50 runs but it's still a save. You just don't see that too much, especially with the Outlaws, and in just 2 opportunities the Outlaws as a team have 2 saves, Gus with 1 of them. The other save went to Seth Lloyd earlier in the year, who's 2nd on the team in innings pitched behind only Ryan Fisher. First pitch is fouled away. By Ecker. A swing on the miss has him down 0-2. Bases loaded for Allred. He's inherited all 3. A 2-run deficit and a fastball. Gets past Mitchell. 1 run coming around to score. Runners go to 2nd and 3rd. And it's 8-5 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Hopkins the one scoring. Nightmare inning for the Outlaws continues. Great for the Canyon View Falcons. 6 runs in the 4th after being held scoreless in the 3rd after a 2-run 2nd. That coming on 1 swing of the bat by Meacham. Meacham with 4 RBIs in the game on a double and a home run. As we're into the bottom of the 4th, he is your player of the game as it stands now. Of course, that can always change. The Outlaws down by 3, looking for some offensive output coming up in the top of the 5th. However, they will need to get out of this inning first. Ecker's tied up in the count at 2-2 against the lefty Allred. The righty Ecker takes ball 3. Full count with 2 outs and open first base. And the pitch out of the full windup by Allred misses for ball 4. This is Thompson's 3rd pitcher of the inning, and he comes out to have a discussion with the umpire, and there we go. He was talking to the umpire in between the last pitching change. Thompson, Coach Thompson, not enjoying the strike zone given to his players. Bases are loaded. First pitch, a ball. And look who's up to the plate. It's Meacham. 4 RBIs in the game, a home run, a double, and a run scored. Make it 2 runs scored as he came around on a hit by pitch. Takes a strike. Count at 1-1. Got a deep outfield. If he could find a gap, Meacham may have a chance for a triple, and then he'd only be a single away from the cycle. He's gotten the big tough one, the home run, out of the way. Not sure. Depending on how the rest of the game would go, it's a 7-inning contest, but that he'd have another chance to the at-bat, you would imagine he would. But that would clear the bases out here and put Canyon View in great shape. Instead, it's a dribbler out to 3rd base. It's in and out of the glove of Reed Gross. Everyone is safe, and another run comes around to score a 7-run inning and counting for Canyon View, 9-5 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. The glove of Reed Gross had the ball, and then it didn't, as his forward momentum was not quite in tune with the forward momentum of the baseball. not allowing a throw as it went scooting out forward in front of him. First pitch is a foul ball to the number 8 man, Nathan Durst. Mike Daly, he had the catcher's gear back on, and that was maybe 10 minutes ago. The last time he reached base by way of a hit by pitch, he was pinch run for. Had the gear all on, had to take it back off, save for the knee guards, because he's on deck. Everyone's batted, and a few guys have batted twice in this inning for Canyon View. Count at 0-2. 2 outs, and the bases loaded. Allred delivers in the zone and fouled up again. Durst stays alive. Take that back. Daly reached on a single earlier this inning. It was Durst who was hit. The pitch on 0-2 is inside and low. 1-2 to Durst. Men on first, second, and third base. 9-5 the score by way of 7 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning by Canyon View. Gus Allred, the 3rd pitcher for the Outlaws in the inning. Started with Buse, went to Perriman, now to Allred, and it's 2-2. Back-to-back balls, one inside, the second outside. Count's been evened up. Oh, no, never mind. It's 3-2. Had a missed pitch along the way. Just got the glimpse of the count from the umpire. Runners going on full count and punch him out looking. Durst is retired. After 7 runs, though, by Canyon View, the game is firmly in their grasp. Heading into the top of the 5th inning. This is a First Bank presentation of Outlaw Baseball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Does your time at the dental office feel like this? Or like this? At Bear River Dental, we do everything we can to help your time at the dental office feel more like this. Call Bear River Dental today at 307-789-5608 to have a dental experience like this. That's Bear River Dental at 307-789-5608. We'll treat you well.
If you're a person who enjoys comfort, affordability, and history, make sure you stay at the Best Western Dunmar Inn the next time you're in Evanston, Wyoming. In 1957, retired FBI agent Jack Dub Mills purchased the 17-unit motel referred to as the Oasis of the West that was frequented by stars like Dolly Parton and Tanya Tucker. Today, when you stay at the Best Western Dunmar Inn, you'll enjoy the history while you relax in one of the 165 ground-level rooms on 10 beautiful acres. Best Western Dunmar Inn. Reserve your rooms today, 307-789-3770.
Bedroom on a poster. I bet she know what's up when I approach her. Boyfriend came in last place. We up in the sky like a vulture.
Welcome back to Canyon View High School here in Cedar City, Wyoming, as we had a 7-run inning for Canyon View. If you count the top and the bottom, 9 runs in all, 2 for the Outlaws, and they were looking in pretty good shape, up 5-2, slowly climbing on their lead. However, things flipped around, 7 given up defensively. Brendan Thompson to lead off the inning, followed by, it looks like, Jordan Schneider, who I suspected replaced Ethan Buse, but was not sure of. And yes, that is Schneider out there. We have a new pitcher for Canyon View. Madsen Rigby takes the mound after 4 complete by Mason Ecker. And I'd reported Jason Mitchell not in attendance, and I hadn't seen him, at least, any in the pregame, but I'm not sure if he had to get over, or if he was just maybe get over separate from the team, or if he's just been hiding all this time. But I do see him in the dugout now, and Heidi Lloyd out in the stands also. Don't believe he was there at the beginning of the game, though, and maybe I just missed him, but didn't see him pregame either. Nonetheless, I figured he would be here at some point, and here we go. The old ball coach for the Outlaws is here indeed. Thompson takes a ball and then takes another one to lead off the inning. Thompson, Schneider, and Perriman due up for the Outlaws, bottom 3 in the order. Needing some bottom of the order magic. And Thompson working with that as of now, takes another ball. 3-0 count. Rigby on the pitch, outside and high, ball 4. Quick 4-pitch walk and just what the Outlaws needed, a leadoff runner, down by 4 in the top of the 5th inning. Tried to see if I could get any clarification about what's a time limit, what's going on as far as these games in the tournament, especially considering that today's game has no game behind or in front of it, so it's not like they're trying to keep anything in order. So you could certainly just play it out. Of course, if there's a 10-run rule and you got to that, the team that up 10 is going to want to take that in pool play. But if you can play 7, why not? And as we're just in the top of the 5th, that bottom of the 4th took so long, we are approaching a 2-hour time limit if that is in effect. Couldn't get any clarification as I couldn't get the attention of a home plate umpire, or any umpire for that matter. We'll see if I can get that at some point to find out for sure, but my understanding is it seems like we may be playing 7, save for a 10-run rule coming into effect. Strike to Jordan Schneider. The second pitch is a swing and a miss. That was actually the third pitch. It's a 1-2 count to Jordan. Chad Thompson down on the third base side, giving a little on-the-fly hitting instructions to Schneider. He's seen his time on the defensive side because he's got a pretty good glove, but still trying to get anything working at the bat on the year. Schneider, just 123 on the season through 74 plate appearances. In those 74 plate appearances, he has 7 hits, 5 singles, and 2 doubles. Counts at 1-2, and a breaking ball dips, but not quite enough. It's 2-2 to Schneider. Trying to get a look down to third base to see who replaced Rigby. And I recognize the kid from the dugout, but it doesn't help me out too much because I can't remember what his name was. 3-2, Schneider watches another one go high. Runner at first base is Brendan Thompson. Outlaws down by 4. 8-man at the bat with a full count. Schneider just 7 hits on the year. Here's the pitch. He fouls it away and stays alive. Good battle by Schneider in the 8 spot, replacing Ethan Buse. Buse had an RBI single that scored the first run. That was one of 2 runs that came around to score for the Outlaws in the second inning. The Outlaws have had 2 men thrown out as Schneider takes a walk on ball 4 from down 1-2 to a walk. Schneider with a good quality at bat. So back to that, the Outlaws have had 2 men thrown out at the plate. One trying to dive past a wild pitch, but it was Daly coming up with the tag. And the second one, Daly getting a tag on a great throw by Renan Halliday from left field on what would have been a 2-run RBI, maybe an errant send by the second man. Perriman was tagged out for the second out of the second inning instead. So they left one, I guess one stranded, but had one tagged out in the first, one in the second. Those runs looming large right now as the Evanston Outlaws find themselves down 4 runs to Canyon View. Runners on first and second after back-to-back walks given up, and Chris Perriman sends one on a foul tip off the head of the home plate umpire. Caught the left side of his face mask. Count at 0-1. Perriman in a bit of a mini slump after as hot of hitting as we've ever seen out of him in the back third of this season. Has a single today, though. Down 0-2 in the count. Singled his first at-bat and struck out after a 5-pitch battle, all of which were in the zone. That back in the 4th inning. Make that the 3rd inning, rather, when the strikeout came against Perriman. And a pitch high. Ball 1. 1-2 to Chris. Madsen delivers outside, and a good catch by Daly coming out of his crouch and quickly to his right to go cross body on the glove. Madsen into the set position, delivers just high. Perriman started to go, but held up. Awaiting the pitch. Perriman works a full count walk from down 0-2. Takes 4 straight balls, and Ryan Fisher comes to the plate. Exactly what Evanston needed to start the inning with a new pitcher on the mound. They work back-to-back walks. The latter 2 coming on 2 strikes to work the walk to get your number 1 man up in Ryan Fisher in an RBI situation. Ryan Fisher with 1 home run on the season, and as we saw, it's a hitter's park to left, but we'll have a new pitcher when we do. Madsen Rigby, quick off the mound and back to third base. Find out who that is and give you what we know when we come back. Ryan Fisher, bases loaded. When we come back, 9-5 on the Impact Physical Therapy board on this First Bank presentation of Outlaw Baseball.
Bring your vehicle for service at Rocky Mountain Yeti and feel the difference. It's easy. Visit with one of the friendly service riders and then relax and enjoy hot waffles and ice cream. While you relax Yeti style, your vehicle will be worked on by our experienced mechanics. From regular maintenance to major repairs, we do it all. Have your service work done at Rocky Mountain Yeti in Evanston and feel the difference. Get Yeti'd today.
Ooh, yeah.
100 Wasatch Road in Evanston.
Superior Rental is Evanston's only full-service rental equipment store. We have what you need to get the job done. Backhoes, trenchers, excavators, air compressors, jackhammers, concrete tools, hammer drills, aerators, tillers, power rakes, forklifts, log splitters, tables and chairs, popcorn, snow cone, and cotton candy machines. Alright, you get the picture. You don't have to own when you can rent. From Superior Rental, 371 Prospector Drive in Evanston.
Carson Hopkins on the mound for Canyon View. He was the man playing third base for Rigby, as it's just a straight 1-5, 5-1 switch for the Falcons, up 9-5 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. But with the Outlaws threatening, bases loaded, no men out, and the leadoff man, Ryan Fisher, to the plate. Ryan Fisher represents the tying run, and the starting pitcher, Mason Ecker, is currently in line for the win. However, if Fisher comes around, scores these 3 and scores himself, that'll be wiped away in a no decision. Hard chop on the first pitch, fouled up high, just catching the top of this high backstop. Clouds settled a little ways away from us in the 5th inning, still continuing to move in just a little bit at a time, but luckily for us on our broadcast, not too quick. Fisher has a pitch go behind him, just misses, touching the back of his jersey. Would have scored 1 run. Count is at 1-1. Healthy wind is helping with the hot temperatures here in Cedar City. And the pitch from Hopkins, hit up to left field. Should be deep enough to score a run, but maybe not. A great arm out in left field by Halliday. Has already thrown out 1 runner, and Thompson opts to not challenge at third base. 1 man gone. Bases stay loaded as Fisher's retired, brings up Reed Gross. This game 1 of 3 in pool play for Pool 2 between Canyon View, Evanston, North Sevier, and Fremont. Game 2 for Evanston at 12:30 and Game 3 at 3 p.m., all here on MyLocalRadio.com. Whether the Outlaws play 4 games or 5, we'll have them all for you in the Thursday, Friday, Saturday tournament right here online at MyLocalRadio.com and on the airwaves at KNYM 99.1 FM in Evanston. Off to do the statewide broadcast next week, Saturday, of the Wyoming Coaches Foundation All-Star Games, and then back Wednesday, the following Wednesday, to do the state tournament at Gillette, Wyoming. Ball inside to Gross as the bases are still loaded. Gross the tying run at the plate. Here's the pitch. And a little pop-up to first base is out number 2. The Outlaws stranded the bases loaded in the first inning, and if they do the same here in the 5th, it's going to hurt a whole lot more, down by 4 runs. Jagger Mitchell trying to avoid that, coming to the plate after back-to-back pop-ups and flyouts by the Outlaws. Evanston is 2-2 in the region standings as they'll play their final 2 games next week against Jackson on Friday at Ross Kesterson Field. That also the final home games of the year. Mitchell starts to go at the first pitch and I believe holds up. No, he does not. An appeal down to the second base umpire, and they say it's a strike. And Chad Thompson continuing to give the business to the home plate umpire, saying he's not the second base umpire is not in a position to make that call, as he's sitting from our vantage point to the left of second base, out towards the shortstop position, and the batter is a right-hander, so that's his appeal at least. A little dribbler down the first base line, and Jagger Mitchell gets a 1-run in. Brendan Thompson comes to score. 2-run single on a ball that was kind of wasted opposite side by Jagger Mitchell. Continues the inning. 9-6 on the Impact Physical Therapy Board. Everyone advances 1 base. Jordan Schneider down to third. Mitchell at first. And Perriman at second. Seth Lloyd, the cleanup hitter, moved up 1 spot and then moved back down to the cleanup spot last week in Jackson where he sits today. Set in the left-handed box, takes ball 1. Hopkins on the mound, taking his time, probably. Again, working out of the full windup, and he is. Into the zone, out towards short, loses a bit on the bat, though. Lloyd racing for first, not quite in time, a 6-3 putout. Strands 3 for the Outlaws, and they trail by that same margin, heading into the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll see who the Outlaws put out to the mound when we come back. This is the First Bank presentation of Outlaw Baseball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at MyLocalRadio.com.
Business cards are a powerful and inexpensive way to promote the goods and services you offer. You can design your own cards or have the professionals at Westar Printing design your business cards. Now with same-day and next-day turnaround on all business card printing, you don't have to wait. Get your business cards today. Professional quality, inexpensive prices, and quick turnaround. Visit Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston, across from the library. Westar Printing, 307-789-5202.
Members of Trona Valley Federal Credit Union feel confident that our staff has your best interest in mind, confident that we acknowledge your financial needs, confident that we are always working hard to provide the best rates, best products, and the best service the industry can offer, and confident that we will always work with you to help achieve your financial goals. Join Trona Valley Federal Credit Union today. TronaValley.com, member NCUA.
That's not my type. You say you want me, and I'm what do you like?
Welcome back to Cedar City, where Gus Allred will come out for another inning of work, and it needs to be a quick one because I was able to get a hold of the second base umpire during that break, and he said there is a 2-hour limit on this contest. No new inning may begin after the 2 hours have been reached. Official start time for the game was 5:33, and we sit right now at 7:24. So 1, 2, 3, the Outlaws get 3 more outs. And anything beyond that, it starts to get iffy. Of course, if it's even half as long as last inning went, that will be it. See if we got a new player in there. Looks like we do. Jesse Jorgensen leads off the inning for Canyon View, and he replaces, it looks like Daly. Yeah. Nathan Durst was the final out last inning, so Jorgensen comes in for Daly. See if he also plays in the 2 spot or if they switch that around. Well, we may see or may not, depending on how long the inning goes. Scoreboard is incorrectly flashing 2 outs on the Impact Physical Therapy board. High ball from Allred. Counts at 2-1. Fourth pitch is in the zone, drops it in for strike 2. Jorgensen certainly taking his time in between pitches, stepping out of the box in each one. Little Baltimore chop down to Allred, throw down to first, and one's retired. Not to say it was intentional, but Jorgensen stepping out of the box each and every time certainly didn't help the case of the Outlaws or hurt the case of Canyon View with that time limit looming. At bat from the time when we came back to now was 2 minutes. So now it's 7:26, 7 minutes away from no new inning starting. First pitch a strike. And that's to Sandoval. So Sandoval in the place of that would be Halliday. Takes a ball. Or is that Peterson? I was told Peterson was number 4 and Sandoval was number 9. And that's what I'm going to go with. So Sandoval takes the strike. And yes, it is. Yes, I believe it is Sandoval. Hits it up high, shallow right field. Second baseman Schneider gets a grab on it. 2 are gone. Outlaws just take 1 minute in that at-bat. 7:27 the time. Here is Peterson in place of Farrow. Tyson Peterson getting the at-bat. Stepping into the box, using a bright orange aluminum mallet, and takes strike 1. 1 run for the Outlaws last inning, kept their run scored streak alive, but it's not enough as is. 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 2 in the fourth, and 1 more in the fifth. Total 6, 3 behind the 9 of Canyon View on the Impact Physical Therapy board. A ball taken as Peterson has yet to take that bat off his shoulders. Allred delivers, swing and a miss, and strike 2. 1-2, and the time is 7:29, so down to 4 minutes. And a 5-minute inning in all so far. The pitch from Allred nearly hits him. 2-2. Keep bringing up the score, or keep bringing up the time rather, because it's of the essence in the Outlaws down to their final 4 minutes before no new inning can begin. And a walk given up, you never know, but that might have just sealed the victory for Canyon View. Because once you hit 7:33, then there's no inning, so it has to be at 7:32, and it also has to be by the clock of whoever the official timekeeper is, and that's not me. Now I've got 7:29 on 2 devices, make it 3 devices, but who knows? Probably the cell phone, which would be synced up with mine, of one of the umpires. Strike one taken by Hopkins. Man in line for a win is Mason Ecker if the results stay as they are. The loss would be given to Ethan Buse. Strike 2 to Hopkins, who did enter in a save situation. And he drops it into left field. A base hit. First and second go the runners, and it's 7:30. Now there was a 4-run lead when Carson Hopkins took to the bat, but it's a save situation because the bases were loaded. And the rules, there's 3 ways to get a save in baseball. You enter the game and then finish it with the team of yours up 3 or fewer runs. That's the first way. The second way is you pitch 3 innings or more to finish the game. It doesn't matter if it's 100-1. If you pitch 3 innings, the 7th, 8th, and 9th, you get the save. It's called a 3-inning save. And the third way, as we have a ball out to right field, deep to Perriman, caught, and the inning is over. And a new one should begin. And I'm waiting for the signal. I think one more. We're within 2 minutes. It was the second base umpire looking down to his phone. Still waiting. I think they're going to play. They will play. All right. Well, we didn't get to the third way, but we'll give you that and why Carson Hopkins is in line for a save when we come back. 9-6 on the Impact Physical Therapy Board. Canyon View over Evanston on this First Bank presentation of Outlaw Baseball.
Some folks say that life can be measured in seasons. At Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston, we have vehicles for every season. From new to experienced drivers, we understand that safety, affordability, and great mileage are always on the must-have list. So whether you're just starting out or it's time to expand your fleet, we've got every season covered. Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. Stop in today, 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a different kind of dealer.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
Burn out weather the storm, but it's raining cats and dogs. While they playing on their phone when I'm playing them a song. Oh no.
Welcome back one more time to Canyon View High School. Perhaps. Now, if the Evanston Outlaws can get 3 runs or maybe even 4 or more, then we'll be talking about a continued game. But if they get less than that, the game is over. And the win will be Mason Eckers and Canyon Views. They'll move to 1-0 in the Pool 2 tournament play. And Carson Hopkins will get the save should he finish the game. Now, we were talking about why, despite being up 4 runs, why Hopkins is in line for the save. And the fact is that third reason, you can actually be up as a team by as many as 5 runs and have a pitcher enter the game in a save situation. Because the rule is, number 3 in how to get a save, is if the tying run of the opposing team is on deck when you enter the game, then it is a save situation. And in fact, when Hopkins entered the game, the tying run was at the plate, so that certainly qualifies with the bases loaded. So see if Hopkins can finish it out here. He takes on first Gus Allred. Delivers high, ball one. Casey Perriman on deck. And following him, Brendan Thompson. 5, 6, 7 in the order. The time has surpassed as it's 7:34. So no new inning may begin except for a tiebreaker situation from this point on. All red swings and misses. It's 1-1. We're back here tomorrow at 12:30, win or lose, against Fremont, followed by a 3 o'clock game against North Sevier. A second swing and a miss. All red was out in front of the pitch, and it's 1-2. All red stepping into the lefty box against Hopkins, the righty. Hopkins taking his time and delivers right down the pipe and fouled out of play. And Daly stays in the game. So I guess you can pinch run and pinch hit for your catcher as well, as Jorgensen got the at-bat, but Daly comes back in to play catcher. Ball delivered outside to Allred, 2 strikes against him. And now 2 balls. Taking his time, stepping back into the box. Allred takes pitch and strike number 3 in the lower third of the zone and is out number 1. Casey Perriman to the plate for Evanston. Perriman singled his first time and has grounded out and popped out since. Righty on righty matchup of Perriman and Hopkins. The first pitch is inside for a ball. We mentioned some players for Canyon View have got some what look like practice jerseys, as they don't have numbers and they're a little bit different style than the rest of the jerseys. Well, I don't know if you call it a practice hat, but Hopkins not wearing a team hat, as everyone on Canyon View with the approved uniform has got a black hat with a blue underside of the bill, except for Hopkins. He's got a black hat with a lime green, some lime green writing across the front of it. Not that uniforms and Legion Baseball or Utah, whatever you have, high school, summer high school, I guess, or Rocky Mountain School of Baseball, not that uniformity is a must. And we certainly see whenever we come across the border, we do see some funky stuff. Overall, this Canyon View team is from some of the teams we see up farther north against, like maybe Spanish Fork, some of those Team Utahs and those are MSB tournaments. They're downright organized. There's been games that we go to, their coach is out there playing. Back-to-back strikeouts for Hopkins. Sets down Allred and Perriman in order, and the final out and hope for the Outlaws comes to the plate in Brendan Thompson. Had one game last year where I was told don't worry about the positions when we were at a Rocky Mountain School of Baseball tournament, because he said, the manager, they're going to change every inning. Everyone's playing a different position every inning. Oh yeah, and also none of the players have numbers. First pitch popped up to left field. It was in the glove of the shortstop, but then drops out, so the game continues. We'll have to call it an error. An E6 there by Zobel. Popped out of his glove, and it looks like he got caught up by a tripwire there as he went tumbling down to the ground. So the game continues on an E6. Thompson at first base, and Schneider worked a walk last inning, but has just 7 hits on the season. Now the final hope. The tying run still on deck. First pitch out to left center. Schneider on his horse running, but settling in and making the grab. And to end the game was Farrow. So the game is over, and Evanston has dropped its first out of these 3 scheduled games and a 4th guaranteed. After leading 5-2 on the Impact Physical Therapy Board, a 7-run 4th inning spells doom, and Canyon View comes away with the 9-6 victory on this First Bank presentation of Outlaw Baseball. Mason Ecker with the win, and with the save after all is Carson Hopkins. The loss is tallied to the starter for Evanston, Ethan Buse. We'll come back and give some final stats next on this First Bank presentation of Outlaw Baseball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds, plus online streaming music, giveaways, and more. It's all on mylocalradio.com. Watch as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches. Catch up on local and regional news and stream your favorite music. Visit mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook and stream it all live.
For generations, gun ownership has been an important part of our heritage. At the Gun Room in Evanston, you'll find a large selection of quality firearms. Everything from personal protection handguns to hunting rifles and shotguns. With a wide selection of hunting gear, ammo, optics, and apparel, we have what you need. Ask about our 90-day layaway program. And remember, success on the range and in the field starts at the Gun Room. Call today, 307-789-2677.
See the blood move, and the waves get high, make your move.
9-6, the final on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Canyon View comes away with a convincing and come-from-behind win over the Evanston Outlaws, who dropped to 18-21 on this season. 2 games on the schedule tomorrow, 12:30 p.m. on mylocalradio.com. We go online for the Evanston Outlaws to take on Fremont. That's followed up on a separate stream and on the radio as well at KNYN 99.1 FM at 3 o'clock again against North Sevier. Evanston drops the first game of the tournament. Canyon View moves to 1-0, so their hopes of a perfect pool play is still alive. Evanston has to hope to be able to win twice tomorrow and then get a little help from everyone else to have a chance to play for that championship game on Saturday. The winning pitcher, as we mentioned prior to going to break, is Mason Ecker. And Carson Hopkins comes away with the save in 2 innings. Struck out 2, and that was 2 in the bottom of the 1 and 2 men due up in the 6th inning. And he gave up a pair of hits as well. Losing pitcher, Ethan Buse. And actually, no, they give it to Chris Perriman on Game Changer. I thought it was Buse who had that, was tallied with that last runner, but ruled officially to Perriman. So my mistake there, and correction, it's Chris Perriman with his 2nd loss of the year. Down the line for the Evanston Outlaws in order. Ryan Fisher goes 2 for 4 at the plate, has an RBI and a run scored. Reed Gross 1 for 4, a run scored and an RBI. Jagger Mitchell 2 for 4 with a 1 RBI. Seth Lloyd 3 for 4. What a day for him. A couple of singles and a double, has a run scored on an RBI as well. Gus Allred 1 for 3, walked once and struck out once. Casey Perriman, in a day where the Outlaws struck out 3 times, had 1 punch out. He ended the inning with that punch out, went 1 for 4, had a run scored. Brendan Thompson, perfect on his both official at-bats, 2 for 2, scored a run and walked once. Ethan Buse 1 for 2, scored an RBI. That was the first run of the game to bring around Casey Perriman to score. He drove in that run back in the 2nd inning. He was the starting pitcher and was working well in the 1st inning, got into a little bit of control issues in the 2nd, gave up a 2-run home run to Meacham, which we'll get to in just a bit. Jordan Schneider went 0 for 1 at the plate, but worked a walk in one of his 2 plate appearances and scored a run. Chris Perriman 1 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout as well. Meacham, the player of the game, had a double and a home run, 4 RBIs by my tally, and that's the tally that the official book has as well. 2 for 3 in all, 2 runs scored, those 4 ribbies, out of the number 6 spot in the order. Halliday 1 for 2 on the day with a walk. Peterson goes 0 for 1 in his only at-bat. Farrell 1 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. Hopkins has 1 for 3 at the day at the plate, a run scored and a strikeout. He also gets the save in the contest on the mound. Rigdon, and that is Madison Rigby goes 0 for 3, a run scored, an RBI, and a walk. Zobel 0 for 0. He was walked all 3 times he came to the plate, scored twice, and drove in a run. Mason Ecker gets the win and goes 1 for 2 at the plate with a run scored and a walk drawn. Meacham, we mentioned him with his 4 RBIs in the number 6 spot with the home run and the double. Moving on to Nathan Durst, he went 0 for 1. Did walk once, though, but struck out a time as well. Daly, the catcher, 1 for 2, a run scored. And Jorgensen, in his only at-bat, went 0 for 1. So in all, 7 hits for Canyon Buse and 8 walks. Makes for 15 base runners plus a couple, make it 2 on hit batsmen. So 17 base runners in all for Evanston. In a loss where they score 6 runs, they had 14 hits on the day, but stranded too many. Left the bases loaded in the 1st and 5th innings. And that really was the backbreaker today. Had 5 RBIs, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts, 2 Canyon Buse, 2 punch-outs. That is it for us today. Back again about 12:20 tomorrow for Evanston to take on Fremont, followed by North Sevier at 3 p.m. Until then, I'm Jake Hibbard, live from Cedar City, Utah, in Canyon View High School. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you for tuning in to today's broadcast of Evanston Outlaw Baseball on mylocalradio.com. Go online to check out more live and archived action from Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho. Today's executive producer is Val Cook. This has been a wholly owned production of Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC. No portion of this stream may be used or rebroadcast without the expressed written consent of the aforementioned rights holder. We thank all of our sponsors for making this broadcast possible, and mostly, we thank you for tuning in.